Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to ServiceNow Interview Guide. I hope you are liking our videos. Subscribe to the channel for more such information. You can contact me for free mock interview as well. Okay, so let's start with today's question. Today we are going to discuss what is service mapping. So I'm going to discuss the very basic, very fundamental of what is service mapping. For demo and other things, you can watch out our ServiceNow 911 channel where we are showing everything live on PDI. So let's start. First of all, definition. Service mapping is the process of identifying all the technology components that work together to deliver a business service and visualize how they are connected. So again, this is the concept of CI dependency, CI connection. Okay, but it is starting with the very basic that is at the top, and that is known as business service. So for a particular business service or to provide a business service, what all components are associated with each other, are dependent on each other so that they can provide that business service sufficiently. That is known as service mapping. When we see the visualization, when we see the CI connection, CI relationship, CI dependencies of all such things which are ultimately contributing to provide a business service is known as service mapping. Okay. Instead of looking infrastructure separately, no, we are not looking each and every CI separately, but we are looking after a complete end-to-end map of that business service. Okay. So that is known as business service. It is answering one question, that is how business service actually running. Obviously, we have a business service. Now we want to know how it is running. So we came to know, okay, these all are the components on which it is dependent. And after all these components are working together, working right in same direction to provide that business service is known as service mapping. Now let me give you one example. Let's go at the bottom. Then we will come at the top again with this. Okay. So here you see a perfect example. Consider a business. Consider a bank providing digital banking service to customers. So what is a business service? It is the service which is exposed or which is utilized by customers. Okay, whether it's online banking, whether it's doing online shopping or anything that is being used by customers is known as business service. So here for banking customer, we have this particular digital banking service, which is known as a business service here. Okay. So this business service, that is digital banking, which is customer facing, is depends on logging application. It means in order to avail this service, you have to log in a particular application. Yes. Then you have to provide your user ID and password for authentication. Then you have to, then your user ID and password is validated from customer database, or what all settings, what all money, what all things you have. All this is, saved in the database. Finally, this service is having associated infrastructure, that is servers, networking devices, and all and all. Okay. So all these things combined is providing this business service. Now suppose the customer suddenly cannot log in. It means we have an issue with the business service. So without service mapping, team might check components one by one. Web server, authentication service, database, and network. Investigation may become scattered and slow because we do not know which CI is connected to which. Now we are supposing that there is no service mapping available here. We do not know, in order to provide the online banking business service, what all components or what all CIs are associated. So what we will do in that case, we will check each and every web server and see its detail properly, whether it is, having application or something related to our business service or not. In the same way, we will check which database, which networking devices are connected to that one, because we do not know, we do not have the blueprint or map available. That should be there when we have the service mapping, but there is no service mapping. In this case, the whole time is being contributed to troubleshooting. much more time is needed there. So that is why the investigation becomes scattered and slow, because team is now going through a large set of CIs and trying to find out which CIs are now connected or which CIs are responsible to provide this business service of online banking. Okay. So with this service mapping, now let's say we have service mapping, what will happen? Team can immediately see, obviously, when we have the blueprint available, team can immediately see the business service and associated infrastructure and other components which are associated with that particular digital banking service and its dependencies, everything. Okay. So now what will happen? As soon as they have the service mapping available, they can easily check all the components and find the faulty or the failing component and do some necessary action on it. Okay, corrective action, so that it will be available as soon as possible. In this case, what happened? We have a reduced and faster resolution time. That's why we have very little or less business impact as compared to the time when we do not have service mapping. I hope this example is pretty much clear to you. Very well explained, very well detailed here. Okay. Now let's move forward. After definition, why it matters. So when a major service goes down, the biggest challenge is rarely fixing the issue. It is finding where the issue actually is. As we have explained in the example below, as soon as the service goes down, so let's say the customer were not able to log in, it is a very major blow, because the business is now not going to happen until unless the service is up. So that's why it is a major incident. Okay. So now biggest challenge is finding that infrastructure which is contributing to this business service. So that's why this service mapping is very, very important. If it is not there, you know all these things. Okay. We discussed already. So service mapping removes this guesswork by making dependencies visible. Yes, when we have the service mapping, everything is in front of us. We easily see the dependencies of between CIs which are providing this business service or which are responsible for this business service. That's why the guesswork is very little. Okay, it is taking very less time to find the faulty component and do some corrective action. Now let's have this core explanation. Think about any modern digital service. You can think about any other digital service. For example, in your company, email service is one of the business service which you can see. Okay, it is never powered by a single server. Obviously, for that email service which we are using in our company, we are getting emails, we are communicating with various people through emails only, right? So this is a customer facing email service. That's why it is a business service. So this business service is being supported by not a single server. Obviously, n number of servers are there based on location, based on various other reasons. Okay. So behind one business service, there are actually a multiple layer of things which are working together, multiple layer of services which are working together. So here you see what are those multiple components, that is applications, databases, servers, network component, and many others. Okay. So this is what the hierarchy, this is what we call it, other dependencies which are providing this business service. Okay, for each service we have all these things associated. So if even one critical layer fails, the entire service can be stopped. Okay, if any of this component is not working properly, obviously it has an impact on the business service functioning. Okay, so service mapping connect these layers so that team can see the full dependency chain. Yes. So instead of just knowing the server exists, team now have the information that which applications are running on that server, which services are dependent on that application, how far the failure can spread. It means By looking at the infrastructure, you can do all kind of anticipation. You can, easily understand what will be the impact going forward because you have everything in front of you. Suppose the issue is now only in London, but by looking at the CI details, by looking at the business service as a picture, you can easily see whether that impact will reach throughout the Europe or not. So all these things is possible because of service mapping only. Okay. So now you see, rather than asking questions like which server is down, teams start asking which business service is at risk. Yes, because that server is down. So now what all business services are linked to this server, we can easily inform the customers, we can easily immediately take preventive action so that the damage will be minimum. Okay. So that shift a sign of operational maturity. Yes, if we have business service or you can say if we have service mapping available, it is a kind of operational maturity. Operations teams will not panic here. They will, work as a mature organization because they have the service mapping and it will take very less time to, do the things going forward. So this is what exactly how modern IT operations are designed. So this is what is recommended going forward. That's why companies are investing heavy on CMDB and all these discovery tools so that they can easily understand the business service or the service mapping dependencies and take preventive actions going forward and make the operation smooth, which will ultimately provide ease to the customer and help the business flourish. I hope this is crystal clear to you now. Let me know your doubts and questions about service mapping. You can purchase our course as well on Udemy, where we have explained with example on demo, okay, on ServiceNow instance, what is service mapping and how we are going to, install it, how we are going to assemble it or configure it. Finally, the interview angle, you can easily see. Just stop the video and check it. What is service mapping and what exactly you are going to present it to the interviewer. Very simple, very basic. This is it for this video. Thank you so much. Subscribe to the channel. Bye bye.